Man like Mark Sullivan, the warrior self. Stay tuned for the thrilling episode. Woo!
A positive mental attitude can clear away all obstacles which stand between you and your major purpose in life.
This is the Snowboard Project featuring Mark Sullivan and the Beav. The Snowboard Project. The Snowboard Project. The Snowboard Project.
Welcome back to the Snowboard Project. I'm Mark Sullivan.
And I am the Beav, and today is November 5th.
Real talk.
Real talk coming at you.
Yeah.
Snowed yesterday here in Sun Valley, which was nice.
Yeah, I mean, kicking the season off proper, big snowflakes, chicken feathers coming down at like 7 in the morning.
It was
yesterday.
nice. It was nice waking up to that.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
And looking out the window, I was looking out the window up towards the ski hill, and the flakes were coming down. I was just going, man. I
know it all melted off by yesterday afternoon, but you know what? Just made me know that it's coming.
It's coming.
Yeah. Snowboard season's almost here.
It is. We're a little late here in Sun Valley, Idaho. It seems like it's popping off some other places, right?
Yeah, I mean, like Europe, for instance.
Yeah, Europe is...
Dubai has been going off lately. Yeah, so snowboard season's underway. Of course, Sunday River, Mount Snow, Killington.
Right.
On the East Coast, your Loveland, A Basin, in Colorado, and more places scheduled to open soon.
Yeah. Now there was an event this week, right?
Yeah, there was a World Cup Big Air in Modena, Italy.
Ooh,
Modena, that's the home of Ferrari.
Really?
Yeah.
No way, the home of Ferrari.
Yeah.
How'd you know that?
Everyone knows Modena's the home of Ferrari.
I don't know Modena's the home of Ferrari.
Well, now you do. So now you do know. So everyone does know now, even you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened at that.
Well, there was lots of photo opportunities before the event with athletes and Ferraris.
Okay.
And
then, was there really? Seriously?
Yeah, they had like photo opportunities.
Was this like Ferrari sponsored?
No, I don't think it was Ferrari sponsored, but anytime they do anything in Modena, Italy, the whole world knows that Modena is the home of Ferrari, and so the Ferraris come out.
So wait, everybody just like lined up. There was like a Ferrari car show, and snowboarders just got to like
they kind of got
Ferraris.
they got their photos taken with Ferraris.
Okay.
Yeah, but then they had the scaffolding set up. It was one of these scaffolding big air type of events.
Okay.
And, it was pretty typical as far as like, okay, we're still in the triple 14 mode.
Sure.
And so the winner of the event was our Japanese rider who won, he didn't win the last World Cup, but he won the Junior Worlds this year. Atsuka, I believe is his name.
Yeah, it is. Takeru.
Takeru Atsuka. Yeah, and so he won with like I believe a cab 14 triple and then a frontside 14 triple. So he did 2 14 triples to win. And then Chris Corning got second.
Yep.
And
then a guy whose name is just ridiculous to pronounce.
Okay, what's his name?
Kalle Jarvelech. And then there's like an EHTO. Echto.
Plasm. Yeah, okay.
It's crazy to me like how many ridiculous European names there are in snowboarding now.
There are quite a few, and we're just going to have to be a little bit more continental in our approach to snowboarding these days.
Right.
So, yeah.
And just guess and totally,
yeah. And then Rira Iwabuchi, by the way, won for the women.
Okay.
So Japanese rider. Rira Iwabuchi won for the ladies, and I believe she had some 7s in her bag of tricks. Right. And then Anna Gasser was on the podium. Who's the other girl on the podium?
I am not sure. I actually don't have that in front of me.
Another Japanese girl made the podium. Here, I'll look that up just so we can get all our names down.
I think it's pretty crazy these days, just like looking at that event solely, especially in the men's side of things, just how much it's like just crazy spinning and just who can go the furthest and who can do the most spins.
Triple 14s.
Right. Triple 14s, which is,
Yep. Mayobi Onitsuka.
I'm surprised you didn't remember that name, Sullivan.
Onitsuka.
Mayumi Onitsuka took third, huh?
Yeah, she took second, actually.
She took second.
And Anna Gasser took third.
Anna Gasser took third.
Yeah,
right.
so there's our results from our Modena, Italy Ski Pass Modena World Cup Big Air Final.
What do you feel about these events? I mean, there are some great movies. I think it was like Lust for Life or something. I remember there was like a really kind of cool segment. I remember the Jurassic 5, and I was like, these are really cool, these kind of events where like 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people come out in like Japan, and they,
Well, I think it's cool in one respect that like kids get to come out and see these athletes they've seen in magazines and movies in person.
Sure.
But if you're looking to see the cutting edge of snowboarding, I mean, you're going to see 777s basically from the guys and 7s or 10s from the girls. And so it's pretty predictable, actually, as far as the riding goes. As far as like meeting the athletes, kind of getting an autograph or shaking hands, kissing babies, that kind of thing, it's kind of cool, I'd say. So,
do you think they'll take it? Do you think they'll take it to a point where they're like they'll do this competition, but then they'll do the one where they're like, you can only go as much as a 5, and it's going to be based on style?
I think we're going to start seeing some new formats coming into the mix. I think that there's a desire from the athletes to do these combination tricks, which are less spinning, just less adding of 180s, and more about just doing something that kind of expresses your personal style, your personal take on a trick, right, and making it your own. And so I think we're going to see more of that, and we're going to need to see kind of new judging formats come to the forefront just to reward these new tricks that are happening and that the athletes are considering really the cutting edge of the sport.
Right. I know we talk about this a lot because it's kind of something I know you're passionate about. So I know I hope this doesn't sound like kind of the spinning record, but is Aaron Stiles still out there hanging out? Is that still going on?
It's still going, although they've canceled the last two. They canceled the Innsbruck and they canceled, I believe, Australia this summer. They were going to do an Australia.
What happened with that?
I don't know what the deal was. It was just like kind of this announcement that was made. Shaun White made because he owns the Aaron Style,
right? And
it was just it didn't really give a good reason.
Okay.
It just said we had a falling out with our promoter in Australia, and so it didn't work out.
Actually, I know what happened.
What happened?
Yeah, I know exactly what happened.
Exactly what did happen?
Shaun White started dating the lead singer of Fantagram.
Okay, and why would that cancel Aaron Style?
Because Shaun White
doesn't have time for Aaron Style anymore.
Once you get a girlfriend, you don't have time to put on international events, bro. Everybody knows that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was not aware of that, but next time I try to determine whether I should put on an international event, I'll see if that girlfriend box is checked.
Yeah, you shouldn't have a girlfriend when you're trying to do stuff like that.
Okay, 10-4.
No, am I the last one to know? Like, I was like checking Shaun White's Instagram, and he's like at a Fantagram concert, and then the next thing you know, he's like back at like his condo making mac and cheese with the lead singer. Like,
what? Well, you're not the last person to know because clearly I'm the last person to actually know. I can't say that I'm a Fantagram fan.
Right.
I'm just a little bit. I'm just old.
You're just old.
I'm just old, so I'm not down with what the kids are down with these days. So tell me a little bit about Fantagram. Why should I care?
Because this is how Shaun White wakes up every morning to this song.
With a headache too?
Yeah, a little bit of a headache, a macaroni hangover. It's nice though, right?
Ooh, yeah.
I'm waking up in New York City. I'm looking at my koi.
I could be in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Could be in my London house.
Yep. And then my girlfriend pops out and she starts singing to me.
And what'd she say?
Says something like this. I'm awake. I'm waking up.
I'm already awake.
What's my supply? My supply of what? Weed?
Yeah, I mean, I don't get high on drugs. Yeah.
Yeah, what's up, babe? I know. I do crazy things every day. Doubles in the half.
I'm still alive. I'm awake.
Yeah, the world is around because of me, because I have a gum named after me in Target. Clothing line.
Duh.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you would be dating me if I was just a nobody? Come on. Let's be real.
Yeah. You can put the in front of my name for the future.
I don't have a mouthful of diamonds, babe. I'm not a rapper yet.
No, but I might go
I
into
do have
rap.
a pocket full of secrets.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah, that's how Shaun White wakes up every morning.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
quite a way to wake up. I
Right?
could get into waking up like that.
right. Yeah,
That would be kind of sweet.
yeah. I loved how we just rolled into that. I just, you may as well.
Yeah.
Now you guys all know, you're all informed. Shaun White is off the table.
Off the table.
Off the
Beef.
table.
I know.
Dating a bigger rock star than me.
I know, Beef, but you still have a chance. I just want to
Still
let you
got a
know
chance.
there's still a chance, Beef.
No, guess what, Shaun? I'm taken too. I got a girlfriend.
You are taken.
Yeah, you might be jealous.
I don't even know where I'm supposed to go with that. I just don't even know where you want me to go with this.
You know? I'm just
going to stop right there. Let's go over our schedule for November.
Okay, let's go over
our schedule.
Let's go over real talks, or excuse me, let's go over the snowboard talk schedule.
Okay, there we go. That's something that we can talk
Right,
about.
yeah.
So we already had Mike Patera come out.
Right, and
That
Mike
came
Patera was
the guy from Effective Edge. He's a park builder, does consulting for parks around the country.
Yep.
So he already came out, and then we have a Real Talk, this
right,
Real
yep.
Talk, and then next up on Wednesday we'll have Andrew Hardingham.
Oh, it's Andy week.
It's Andy week, that's right.
week.
So Andy Hardingham, Andy Wright on Friday.
Okay.
So we got the comedian, and I don't know if he's officially a comedian, but he certainly is probably the most funny person I've
Andrew
ever met.
Hardingham is one of the funniest people I've ever met.
Yeah,
Period.
Real talk.
Real
Right?
talk.
While
And
we're doing
he's
Real
pretty
Talk.
funny in your interview. I mean, he has some really good perspective. And
I don't remember the interview exactly. It was a while ago, but I just remember just having questions like, okay, now make me laugh.
yeah.
Right.
No,
I like my question.
Right,
Like, okay, I'm ready to laugh now.
And
Say
Andrew
something.
would just say something ridiculous. Yeah,
Yeah, totally.
absolutely. So, I'm excited to re-listen to that, actually, because I did listen to it.
Yeah.
Because I like Andrew Hardingham.
Okay, so Andrew Hardingham on Wednesday, Andy Wright on Friday. Then we'll have a Real Talk next Monday. And then we'll have Nate Holland and Dave Schreiber. Oh, wait, no. I changed Dave Schreiber and Chuck McLean.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be Nate Holland and Chuck McLean.
Okay. Nate Holland, Chuck McLean.
Yep. And then for Thanksgiving week, we have a Real Talk episode number 38.
Okay.
And then number 39, we have Dave Schreiber.
Okay.
And then we have a TBD.
Ooh.
Number 40 will be a TBD.
Oh, is it somebody that you've done before, or someone that you're just going to throw in the mix?
No, we're
Heavy
going to
hitter.
throw them in the mix. Heavy hitter. We're going to go.
We're going heavy hitter.
We're going to try to get a heavy hitter. I don't know. Terrier, Jamie Lynn, Mark Oliver.
What? You're going to... Me? I'm a heavy hitter? Get out of here.
No, you're not a heavy
You can
hitter.
interview
I was
me
just seeing if
anytime.
you were paying attention.
To be determined, I guess it'll be me. I don't know.
Yeah, okay. And then we finish out the month with another Real Talk. Then Kurt Heine and Styx Steve Nielsen from
All
Red
gonna-
Bull and PBR fame.
Dude, that's pretty heavy month here.
It's a really heavy month,
I like
actually.
this.
We got a good month in November.
And if
Andy Week, Dave Schreiber, Nate Holland, Chuck McLean, Kurt Heine, a heavy hitter, TBD,
Mark Oliver
and Styx.
and Styx.
Yeah, so that's our month.
Nice.
for-
And if you're just tuning in, if this is your first episode,
Yeah.
we have a ton of great episodes even prior to this one.
yeah, 31.
31 episodes.
Actually, 32 if you count 19B.
right. Yeah, we did have a 19B,
Yes,
which I
we
thought was
did.
19A.
You thought it was 19A, but really it was 19B.
Okay.
So there's
Okay.
our schedule for the month. Pretty exciting month.
Yep.
And once again, we're going to extend our contest, our sharing contest, one more week.
Okay.
So go back, listen to our archive, share an episode, and you will be entered to win a brand new Never Summer Chairman Tailgate Alaska Edition snowboard.
Pretty rad. Pretty
Yeah.
rad. Go share it. Go share it with your friends. Obviously, that helps us out. Just getting the word out about our podcast.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that that we can reach as many people as possible.
Totally. So share one of our episodes, give a reason why, and tag the Snowboard Project, and you'll be entered to win. And also rate, review, subscribe, or if you are really one of our big fans, go to patreon.com/the Snowboard Project and donate to help keep this independent voice in snowboarding media alive.
Wow, that was a nice pitch there.
Yeah,
You have to bring in some nice sound underneath.
I know, right? Yeah,
Just
you better have some nice strings.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yep.
maybe like a harp. I'd like a harp.
okay.
Can I make a request?
Yeah.
I'd like a harp music.
Do you want some harp music?
I do.
Are you gonna have to steal some music in this episode to put it under there? Oh,
Okay.
Just making my life.
No,
harder.
what? Just play your own harp. You got a harp out there. Just play the harp.
And by harp, I think you mean accordion.
Mouth harp.
I do not have a mouth harp. African
Okay.
mouth harp.
Okay, what else do we got this week?
I'm just gonna throw a name at you.
Okay.
Ross Rebegliati.
Ooh. You might know him for weed.
Mm-hmm.
You might know him for gold medals. But what I know him now for more than anything,
Yep.
gold tooth.
He has a gold tooth.
He has a gold tooth,
Shut up.
apparently. I read through the story. It was in the New York Times. Ross Rebegliati has really embraced the weed industry. He's like, hey, I wasn't able to capitalize on my gold medal.
Hey, hold up. You're getting really
Announcer guy.
yeah, weirdly. I'm just
letting you know because it's like
Yeah.
the night. I'm just trying to get all weeded up, bro.
No,
just
stop.
weed it up from the 1998 Olympic gold medal.
Okay,
and
so
then-
wait, let's just go back
Okay,
really
yeah,
quick.
yeah,
Ross
okay.
Rebegliati
in Nagano, 1998, he won a gold medal
Yep.
for giant slalom.
Okay.
But then he tested positive for
the weed.
Michoacan. Yes, the devil's weed.
Is that really what they call it? Is that the word for it in Japan?
No, that would be the word for it in Mexico.
Oh. I was thinking the whole
That
time.
was like from like a Cheech and Chong movie or something in my youth. Anyhow,
Okay, so yeah.
he gets busted for he tests positive for marijuana
Right.
in his system, and so he claims, "Hey man, marijuana is not a performance enhancing drug, bro."
But before that, he gets in Japan, gets arrested, right?
Yeah.
Taken down to wherever the Japanese precinct, drug tested again, I don't know. And it became this big thing, right? This big to-do in Nagano. And then it was national, international news. And he briefly had his medal taken away from him, right, Sully? His medal was...
And he was thrown in jail, apparently.
Right, yeah.
I just read through this story yesterday.
Right, yeah. He was thrown in jail and then kind of shamed all the way back to Canada. And he never really got that that whole experience. He was never able to really capitalize on being a gold medalist. His sponsors all dropped him. No one wanted to even touch him, all just because of
I know
a little secondhand weed. Apparently, I guess his THC level.
He claimed it was
low.
secondhand smoke, but
Right.
there was one benefit though that Jim Brewer from Saturday Night Live actually played him on.
Are you pulling that up right now?
I was going to pull that up right now, but then it just brought up a Best Buy clip.
Of course, yeah, that just happens to us. So Ross Rebegliati, he ended up going on some late night TV shows, I believe, kind of to talk about it.
Yeah, and
to
you
do
went on
that
Jay
kind of
Leno,
thing,
and they made fun of him basically for weed. The Ross Dime Bagliotti or Nickel Bagliotti.
Nickel Bagliotti. Okay, so here,
check this out. This is Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
The story of these Nagano Games so far, Canada's Ross Rebegliati, the first ever Olympic snowboard champion,
Got it wrong.
was stripped of his gold medal after testing positive for marijuana. But just a few days later, the Olympic Committee returned the medal after ruling that marijuana is not a performance-enhancing drug. Joining me
There it
live
is right
here
there.
in his
Right
Will
there.
Ferrell.
Village apartment is Ross Rebegliati.
Rebegliati.
What's up?
Just getting it. Will Ferrell got his name
Hey,
wrong.
listen, man. The lights, they have to be so bright.
Well, they're for the cameras.
For the... Oh, okay. You're all right, man.
Ross,
So can you imagine living with this legacy? It's what are you known for? Oh, Jim Brewer played me on Saturday Night Live. That's a complete stoner.
And Jim Brewer was always the quintessential stoner on Saturday.
Yeah. But I don't know if the gold tooth that he has today really helps with that image at all.
No. So
it's like gold teeth are like the face tattoos of my generation, of Generation X.
Yeah. So, Sullivan?
Yeah. Should I get a gold tooth to go with my face tat?
No, I'm just...
Trick question. I already have one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, right there. Look.
Oh, you do?
I
Wow.
do have a gold tooth.
Okay. Hey, I got this little cup over here.
Yeah.
I'm going to need you to go in the bathroom and pee in it.
Oh, I'm not ready for that. I don't have to pee.
Do you want to come clean about something right now?
No. Why? What should I come clean about?
Am I going to have to fire you from the show?
For what?
Testing positive to the weeds, bro.
No, that's ridiculous. That's just crazy talk. Come on, dude. I mean, I may be a snowboarder, but I'm not a Ross Rebegliati type of snowboarder.
Hey.
I'm more of a
time out.
What?
Let's not use Ross Rebegliati as a negative connotation towards marijuana. Let's actually build Ross Rebegliati up and tell everybody what the hell he's doing right now, okay?
Smoking weed.
He is.
Smoking weed, right?
Apparently in this article, his medal is hidden next to it actually is stashed next to a peanut butter jelly sandwich and his weed stash.
So it's like
cupboard.
his stash next to his stash.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Exactly. He is that ashamed of his Nagano medal.
Ashamed?
Yeah, it's not like hanging on the wall or anything. He's that.
Wow.
But anyways, so he...
gold medal, gold tooth.
He started a...
There's a weed leaf on his gold tooth, by the way.
Right.
Did you know that? Did you read that in the story?
Oh, God.
It's pretty funny. He was in the New York Times, though. I mean, he's coming back out like since '98. It's been what, like 20 years, 20-year anniversary of Ross Rebegliati.
Wow.
And it's a nice celebration. Take a couple deep tokes off of that weed.
Yeah. So, anyways, Canada obviously just legalized marijuana.
Oh, is that why it's in the news?
Last month?
Okay.
And he's hoping it kind of brings him a little closure as well as business opportunity. He recently launched a new cannabis lifestyle brand.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What kind of lifestyle?
And it's just get this wrong.
Being stoned.
Get this. Excuse me. I want to just make sure you get this right because it's called Legacy.
Legacy.
Which to me just seems like, yo, Ross, your legacy
is kind of like embarrassing a little bit.
Has been embarrassing for you. So why would you call it legacy? Why don't we just go with something like
stoned
green border?
Oh, right.
I don't know. A lifestyle brand?
Yeah.
Called Legacy.
Legacy, right? The legacy is that I got popped for smoking weed at the Olympics. Right. That's the legacy.
Yeah, Legacy is a shitty Toyota car.
Is it a shitty one?
I think so.
No, the Legacy is like a different kind of car.
Isn't it a Toyota Legacy?
No, it's like a Lexus or an Acura or something.
Acura Legacy. I thought
Acura
it was
Legacy. That's right, Acura Legacy.
Oh, right. It was the one up from the Toyota brand, which was the Camry, because Toyota.
That would be Lexus. No. Honda owns
Toyota Camry.
Anyhow, let's go
doesn't
on.
Even matter.
Okay,
doesn't
enough
matter.
of this Ross Rebegliati talk.
Yeah. Ross is just back in it, so
we've
go check out Legacy, his cannabis lifestyle brand. Since it's legal in Canada and hopefully soon will be in the United States. Not that I even smoke it. I just want this war on a drug that can do
that's the
stupid
thing.
shit
It's like people
that.
go to jail and whatever. It takes kids away from their families. They're not hurting anyone.
I just want it to be over. You never heard of the guy being high on the weeds, beating up his girlfriend. So let's just move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, hey guys, Beav here with Sullivan, and we're talking about Patreon. I know, it's one of those things that we gotta throw in there, but check this out. It's because of people like you that go and get on the internet and go to Patreon and support us for as little as, what, $2 a month?
Yeah.
It's people like you that help us do this.
But people are like, no, it's free. It's a free podcast,
right.
Beav. We don't need to pay for this. We can get it for free.
Yeah, I know.
The way that we're going to tell these independent stories is by having people support us. Right now, we got about 108 people supporting us. Not a lot.
108?
108.
Still pretty rad.
It is pretty rad, yeah.
There's 108 people out there that are supporting us on Patreon.
Yeah.
Right on.
With your support, as little as $2 a month, we can continue to push this ball downfield to continue to tell these real stories in snowboarding. We got real problems in this country, like the caravan.
Yeah, the caravan.
The caravan is coming, folks.
It's coming.
It's going to be here any year now.
Tons and tons of weeds.
And Arabian citizens.
Yeah, Arabian citizens.
I mean, people of Middle Eastern descent.
Right, yeah.
Tourists.
They're all hidden within the Hispanics.
And the kids.
Yeah, and the children. Yeah. And they're coming for you.
Okay, so where are we going
this
with this?
week, I am going somewhere important because maybe one of the most important things of this week that is happening this week on
let me guess.
Tuesday.
Let me guess.
What?
Trump is going to make an announcement that tells us that we're all in danger.
Stop. No. It's the midterm elections, you dummy.
Oh, we get to vote this week.
Yeah, you get a vote this week.
I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to vote.
I might just do it too.
I'm going to vote.
Actually, I'm absolutely voting because
I am too. I'm going to vote.
You know what? I hope you guys are out there looking at
It's your civic duty.
Yeah, it's your civic duty, and two, I want, and we'll just stay kind of clear here, but like, what's going on in the environment right now? Just with the things that are going on. I want to see, I don't want to see the.
You want to see the climate keep changing at a more and more rapid rate.
I think it's interesting. The Trump administration releases and says by 2100 there'll be a 7-degree difference in
no big whoop
climate temperature. Yeah, no big deal, no big one.
It'll make New York City uninhabitable,
right?
And L.A. and like San Diego.
Trump Tower will be Venice.
Right. Ooh, I mean, that could actually increase real estate values for Trump.
Right.
And so that would actually be a good thing.
He's probably on the forefront of gondola rides through New York City.
I bet he's actually already buying gondolas and stashing them just for when that happens.
Yeah. Just think of the surf that's going to happen right through like Manhattan right there. People could just be surfing.
Right. Central Park, Surfside, Central Park.
Yeah. So anyways, I think something that's at the forefront of snowboarding is obviously the climate.
Right. Climate
protecting
change.
Our winters and protecting those things. And I think, we need to focus on those things. And I don't think they're a focus right now. So that's all I'm going to say. But hey, go make yourself heard and go vote.
Just vote.
Please, if
that's your civic duty.
It is your civic duty. And vote whatever way you feel. Obviously, there are, people have different views across this country. And
there's not just two sides. There's more than two sides, actually.
There's actually 4,827 sides.
There are?
Yeah.
That's like 4,287 sided dice.
I just did the math, bro.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So there are a lot of sides. Go out and vote. Go rock the vote.
Rock the vote, man. You are dating yourself now.
I'm dating myself.
Totally.
But if you think just one person can't make a difference, all those one people.
You're right.
They can't. But if everybody thought that way,
unless you're Russian and you're a hacker, in which case you totally can.
The people that make decisions in this country are the people that go out and vote. So
yeah, so vote,
please.
Right, it's going to take at least 100 of you Americans voting to offset every Russian hacker.
And there are a lot of
meddling with our election.
Yeah, there are a lot of the older generation is the generation that generally gets out there and goes and votes. And
we're going to vote this time. Snowboarders are going to vote.
Yep.
Okay, so what else we got in the news? There's our little plug for voting. Yeah, no, I think that's an important thing for everyone to do their part as an American. If you're American, if you're Canadian, obviously you're not going to vote.
Right.
I mean, we do have fans all over the world. Actually, we have fans in really obscure places.
We do.
Indonesia.
Right.
Ecuador.
Really?
Ecuador. Yeah. Ecuador.
Shout out to Ecuador if you're listening.
I mean, we got the obvious places, Chile, Argentina,
obviously.
Romania, Bulgaria, Turkey.
Yep. Dude, the Romanian babes are huge fans of my voice. I'm serious. I mean, we even got a review last week that
we did actually get.
Yeah.
I know I'm working on my voice, Beav. How's it sound?
Not even close to how beautiful my voice sounds.
Damn it. Oh. I'm trying to smooth out my deep baritone strings here.
Right.
No, we do have fans all over the world, though.
Do.
So in America, we're going to be voting. If you're not from America, you can just make fun of us this week.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
Keep making fun of us. I'm not sure how we got to this place in the world by being just such a
laughing
stock. But here we are. So let's just change some stuff. Anyways, we're moving on. Okay?
Yes, moving on. What else?
Eric Jackson's part in Pray for Snow.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I saw that. That was pretty cool. The full part from Pray for Snow.
I feel like I'm not even going to have to watch the full movie because I just keep watching all the little segments.
No, and we get to see a little insight into behind the scenes, the 10 Barrel Brewery. And it's pretty cool because if you go into the brewery and they have like a soda machine there, except there's beer in the soda machine.
What? A beer machine?
It's a beer machine. Just
Amazing.
like a soda machine, but with beer in it.
Right. And every time you press the Pray for Snow one, a beer comes out with your name on it.
If you're a snowboarder, apparently.
No. Like, if you're a snowboarder. So, like, if I push it, one will pop out with the Beav on it. And then I'll turn to this person that has an iPhone that will slowly push in on me and my beer that says the Beav. And then it'll go to my segment. And you know what I'll be doing?
Drinking beer.
Yep. I'll be sitting at the 10 Barrel tap facility, pounding a beer, crushing it on the ground. Then I'll go to my snowboard segment.
And what are you going to do in that one?
I'm going to turn right, then turn left, then
Wait. Method error.
I might. Yeah, I do great.
See?
I do great methods.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I saw the segment as well. It wasn't the name on the beer can that impressed me. It was the backcountry booters.
It was the backcountry booters.
Yeah, there was some nice backcountry booter type riding in that segment. Some double corks, some.
Yep.
Just anytime you see someone doing big airs. What are you doing, Beav? Are you drinking a 10-barrel beer?
Hell no. I only drink Melvin, bro.
Whoa. Are you giving plugs out? Just handing them out like candy?
No,
like Halloween candy?
Sorry, we're not going to talk any more about this, so we're not sponsored by Melvin beer.
Okay.
It's just delicious.
Stop.
But we watched Eric Jackson's part. I'm drinking a beer. I'm just doing it. I'm doing it on the show. I haven't done that yet. We watched Eric Jackson's part.
That's not fair. You didn't bring me a beer. Ooh.
It's a LaCroix. It's like a beer, but tastes like water.
Ooh, you're handing me a fresh LaCroix?
Yep, we know what happens when you start drinking, Mark. Anyways, Eric Jackson's.
Tastes like water, only more bubbly.
Yeah, tastes like delicious lime-flavored bubble water.
That's not fair, Beav. You're drinking a beer and I'm drinking a bubble water. Do you want to taste this beer? No, I don't.
Why
Forget
not?
it. Forget it.
Have you ever tasted the Citradamas by Melvin?
No, because once you have one sip, you have to have.
What happens?
2 dozen.
Yeah, I'm about to have 2 dozen in front of you.
Wow.
How does it feel to want? We're getting so far off topic
I know.
right
Let's
now.
get back to snowboarding.
Okay, one
Man, let's go real talk here. You threw me off with that beer drinking segment.
I did. Well, I figured we were talking about a beer brewery, and we were really giving them a lot of play because they just keep releasing these little segments. And I figured, I'm going to drink a beer. I'm going to know, we don't carry 10-barrel here, so I had to do the greatest, the best one we had.
Budweiser.
No, hell no. Hell no. There's no InBev in my bar.
There isn't?
Oh, there might be. Nope, definitely not.
Okay, let's move on. Let's talk snowboarding.
Okay, yeah, let's talk snowboarding. So Eric Jackson, backcountry.
Yeah.
There were a couple really pretty sick senders in there.
Yeah,
some doubles. There was a really pretty rad double backflip that he did just off this and the jump looked so fun to hit because it was just this shoots you to the moon step over. It wasn't like a distance booter. It was just way up there.
Yeah, straight up.
It looked pretty rad. So that was cool. There was some banjo playing. There were some quick shots of him in Alaska. There was a shot of him on a snowmobile where it looked like he was going to jump something and he didn't.
Right. I saw that clip. That was
I was like, he's going to hit it. He's going to.
And then he didn't.
And then
they cut the shot. Bummer.
What a shame. What a waste of 2 seconds of my time in a film.
Right.
Dude's going to send it off something. And
with the sled.
Yeah. Nope.
No, I know. I like those sled clips.
Me too.
So,
But
that was cool. Check that out there, Eric Jackson. There's a bunch of new video clips up on the interweb.
There are.
These days.
But you know what's kind of cool? Okay, so what? I saw there was an iPhone edit on Snowboarder Mag by Cole Navins. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I was like, I'll watch this. I have no idea who Cole Navins is. Spent 2 years.
iPhone edit. What do you mean by that?
I was just he pulled out his iPhone at every opportune moment to film whatever stupid crap was happening in front of him. So there was people on, just sleds for the first 3 minutes just eating shit, which I thought, are we ever going to get to some snowboarding? But the rest of it was actually pretty entertaining. There was a lot of funny stuff that was going on. And then interspersed with a lot of really good snowboarding. And it looks like he's a Midwest kid. And it was actually pretty entertaining. But it proves the one point that I think is pretty rad, that it doesn't matter what tool you have, you can still make a pretty sick edit with just even having the most basic of basic things.
Right, so you don't need to go buy a GoPro, you can just use your iPhone.
Exactly. Yeah, and you don't need to go buy a Red because you can just buy an iPhone.
Gotcha.
Because an iPhone shoots at 240 frames per second anyway, right?
I know, the new iPhones have got crazy cameras.
Why would you even need a Red anymore? Do you need 5K to make a film?
It's funny because I used to religiously have a point and shoot camera. Photo camera in my pocket.
I remember I laughed at you all the time when you pulled that thing out.
I know, and I basically at the Olympics this year I just started using my iPhone as my camera, and it works just fine. Don't have any regrets over not having my point and shoot with me.
I think back a few years, probably 10 years ago, they predicted the death of the point and shoot camera because cameras were coming out on phones. They predicted it back when we had flip phones. They were the next thing that's going to die is the point and shoot, and
yeah, dead.
No, yeah, it's dead.
It's kind of dead to me now.
Actually, my girlfriend and I bought a point and shoot.
What kind?
I don't really know. Maybe it was like a Fuji point and shoot, but it had like underwater casing. So that was the whole reason, like just so that
because you like to swim underwater with your girlfriend.
Hey, no, she was going down to Belize on a trip. And
did you go with her?
I did not. I'm running a hotel, which means apparently you have no money to go.
There's
to
plenty
Belize.
of guys in Belize anyway.
Yeah, totally. You know what? And there's that rule when you're out of the country.
Sure, you cross two
out
rivers.
Out of country, out of mind. Yeah, you cross two rivers. That is not remotely true, babe. Don't even listen to that. I don't live by that.
Are you listening to this, Lee? You taking notes?
Oh, man. I know she was looking at a lot of banana hammocks and probably stoked on the tans. You know, I'm just going to stop talking right there. But, you know, that's
you're
the
just
great
gonna leave
thing.
it with banana hammock. That's where you're gonna just leave it.
I mean, the image isn't burned in my mind right now.
I know. This is. Let's just change subjects.
Let's just change the subject. I had a kind of a life-changing experience today. Maybe not life-changing, but it was like gave me some real thought about life.
Okay.
Can I share this? Can I get a little deep right now?
Yeah, I got. Hey,
Yeah,
what,
okay.
why not? Let's do it. Let's do it.
So
Let's go
I'm
for it.
sitting
Let me
at-
take a deep breath first, though.
Okay, go for it. I gotta take a swig of beer.
Okay. Life-changing experience.
Yep.
Go for it, Beav. Let's hear about it.
Yeah, so it is my mother's birthday. She's 68 years old today, so happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Oliver.
And I'm sitting at breakfast,
Okay.
and my brother-in-law sitting to the right to me goes, "Oh my gosh, somebody help! Something's going wrong with this woman." And I look over, and this woman has keeled over. She's alone at this table, keeled over,
Okay.
and is just like, just almost
Face down in the pancakes.
face down. Oh yeah, on the table, face down.
Okay.
And everyone kind of just stops. Like the whole world just kind of just stopped and before I knew it, I was like calling 911, and I was running up to this woman. I was holding her hand and trying to feel for a pulse and all these things, right? And I will say,
So
it
what
probably
prompted
was.
you to do that?
I don't even know. I was just.
You like to hold hands.
Yeah, I like to hold hands with old ladies. No, I think there is this natural response if you are any kind of human that we should,
Right.
save
Some
the
people
other person.
like rush into the
Sure.
dangerous situation, even though that wasn't a dangerous
Right.
situation. Some people rush away from it. Some
Sure.
people like just seize up
Sure.
in that moment.
And I don't know why I stood up, and I just knew that something was so very wrong,
Right.
So I called the EMS, and here I am trying to remember these things. I took a woofer course when I was a snowboard.
Wilderness outdoor first responder. Is that what you mean by woofer?
Yeah, a woofer.
Okay.
Wilderness first responder course, and I learned all these things, all these really great skills, and I figured they would be
Right.
so great for me in the backcountry. Like if somebody
They're good for you at breakfast, apparently.
and there were definitely times where I had to hold somebody's neck, as we waited for somebody to come, and in
Right.
a few instances I've actually utilized these skills, and they are wonderful skills. And in this moment I realized how out of practice I was, because here I am sitting watching probably the most important one, as this woman is seemingly dying in front of me. Like her eyes are rolling in the back of her head.
Ooh.
Her breath is very low, and I'm trying to get a pulse to figure out
What was wrong?
Not really sure. She ended up,
Really?
The EMS came in, and they luckily got there. 2 minutes in that time frame feels like 15.
Of course,
there were
yeah.
150 people or 100 people in this restaurant just
and they
looking at
all
me.
kind of came over.
Yeah, and it was crazy. It was just like, we should do CPR. And I was like, you know what, she is, we can feel a pulse. We can see her breathing just, ever so slightly. But there were moments where all of a sudden, like, it was so low that you just didn't really know if she was breathing. And then we put her in supine position, put her on the ground, and said, if we're going to have to do compressions, then let's be ready for this,
Right.
Because I think she was fading.
So
that
basically,
quick.
this lady almost died in your arms today.
She almost died in my arms today, and it was a extremely, here I am holding her head and holding her neck and trying to get her to be responsive, and holy shit. I mean,
that sounds like it's like a wake-up call to brush
Wake-up
up
call.
your skills for like your woofer.
Exactly.
Because you might not even be outdoors.
Outside, yeah.
Outdoors responder.
I would actually say the 3 of the 4 times, maybe 5 times, actually, we're never in snowboarding, where I had to. Maybe I used one. Maybe one time Iris Laz had a pretty gnarly wreck, and I was making sure she was all right. But like the other times were like coming out of the bar, a drunk dude on a bike hits the truck next to me and just goes completely like, it was crazy. But in those instances, and we will be in those instances, and especially in snowboarding and these action sports where we will have to, become first responders. And I just went like,
I mean,
Holy
chances
shit,
are, if your
you know?
friend gets hurt
Yeah.
and you're snowboarding with them, you're the first responder.
You are, yeah.
So, okay, so what does it take to get like a woofer, a
Yeah.
wilderness outdoor first responder certificate? Like, what kind of training is involved with that?
There are a number of these companies that actually, will do these courses for you, kind of, and they're in a number of different places. You can look them up online if you look at WFR certifications, and you basically go for like 10 days, and it's like an intensive, and they go through a number of different things from like how you respond in instances like that, understanding CPR, understanding how to splint like a broken leg in the backcountry. Excuse me, and just go through a lot of scenarios that you might be put in, and make sure you do it correctly so that you're not actually harming the person that you are.
Do they
trying
teach you
to
how
help.
to like stick a Narcan needle into someone's heart directly?
I don't know that they taught us that. We definitely had to stick some needles in each other, and
Really?
yeah, put some I don't know what it was, saline solution into each other.
Ew.
Yeah, it was
Doesn't sound that rad.
But you know what? It was rad actually having that certification. I actually think
Right.
it's very important especially if you're going to the backcountry, and you're going to be, filming or with other people, being able to save someone's life when no one else is around is probably a very important skill to have.
Hey folks, if you're tuning in to us still, please take a minute to go to Patreon.
Wait.
What?
Is there like some question that they wouldn't still be tuning in?
Well, if they're still listening, they can go to patreon.com/the Snowboard Project.
But you're still staying still.
Still.
Like they
They
might
might
not
have
have
just
even
listened
made
to
it
the
this
first
far.
5 minutes. Yeah, they
Okay.
might not have made it this far. So.
Okay.
But I just want, if you're still listening, okay, if you're listening, go to patreon.com/the Snowboard Project, and we're going to count on you guys to support an independent voice in snowboarding media. It's how we're going to keep this thing advertising free and have a voice that is not affected by the advertisers.
Anyway, should we move on? What do you think? Should we go to trivia? Solo
Yeah,
man.
we could go to trivia.
Let's do it. Let's go to trivia.
Okay, let's do trivia. We got
Okay.
to wrap up last week's trivia first.
Yeah,
so.
right. We will.
Okay.
We will.
Okay. We had U.S. Open trivia.
We
U.S.
did.
Open of
We did.
snowboarding trivia.
And So, what year was the cage of the U? Actually, before we do this, why don't you explain to me what the cage was so that everybody
Okay.
can know?
Okay, so the cage was basically a chicken wire fenced in area on the side of the half pipe during the 1996, that's the year,
Okay.
1996 U.S. Open half pipe finals.
Okay.
And so
What was the point of this cage being on the side of the half pipe?
So the idea was basically that we would have a party on the side of the half pipe, private party on the
Okay.
side of the half pipe, and it was inspired
And why not have
by,
a private party inside of a chicken wire fenced cage?
It was the idea was like basically it was influenced by the Blues Brothers movie with John
Okay.
Belushi, and they played this concert at like Billy Bob's Big Country Barbecue or whatever.
Okay.
And they're behind a chicken wire fence, and all the people in the crowd are like hurling bottles at them, and they're getting like showered with like broken glass.
Okay.
And so our idea was basically, because actually Bridges and I came up with the cage.
Okay.
The idea was basically to protect us from broken glass flying on us or showering on us. Although actually it ended up just being like a.
It actually protected everybody else from the glass being thrown at them, right?
The idea was basically that we would protect the riders from having them being showered with broken glass, but it didn't work out that way. So we just built this chicken wire fenced in area on the side of the half pipe at the finals of the U.S. Open, and we brought up like 20 cases of country club malt liquor tall boys. Yeah, malt liquor.
And he
tall
proceeded
boys.
to just get wasted in the chicken
Completely
wire fence.
wasted by like 10 a.m. And then the fence ended up falling down. Joel Muzzy threw a chair into the pipe. The whole contest stopped. The cage fell down. People spilled into the half pipe down the back. It was just pandemonium. Like literally, it stopped the contest for like 15 minutes. Yeah, and it was.
I wonder why FIS and those, they stepped in and said like, we need a governing body. Because people like Mark Sullivan and
rules are meant to be
Bridges
broken.
are coming up with these ideas.
Yeah, it's funny because like so my idea was basically like, hey, we get up there before any of the Stratton employees.
Okay.
They're not going to know that we don't belong here. Right?
Right.
And so we got up at 6 a.m, and Bridges was like, this is never going to work. Let's just stay in bed. And I was like, no, we're going to try. We're going to try to do this. So we go up there, 6 a.m, Saturday morning for the pipe final, I guess. I think it was on Saturday morning, the pipe finals. And hammer these 2x4s into the deck of the pipe and are stringing up the chicken wire. And the first Stratton employee shows up at 8 a.m. He's like, what do you guys think you're doing?
And it was just some probably 19-year-old park staff person,
Yeah,
right?
on a snowmobile, rolls up. We had walked up there at 6 a.m. and
Right.
with our chicken wire and 2x4s. And
you were like, shut your mouth. Do you know who I am? Of course you know.
No,
who I am.
no, I
It's
was
just
like-
safety fencing.
no, it's like, what do you think you're doing? And I'm like, we're just building a private viewing area for Jake. And
No, you didn't.
I did. I didn't miss a
No.
beat though. And the guy's like,
Wow.
"Oh, you need a table and chairs and garbage cans?" And I was like, "Yes,
Yeah.
of course we do.
Yeah, of course. of
Jake
course.
needs all of that."
Yeah.
And so they thought that we were, and by the time they realized that we were just throwing a party, it was too late. Because by the time the crowd had
Right.
assembled and there was now 50 people in the thing and we're cracking malt liquor tall boys, it was way too late
No way.
for them to stop us.
No way. Now
Yeah.
was Jake in attendance at this time?
He was. He
What
wasn't
did-
in the cage.
He wasn't in the cage.
We didn't actually let him in the cage.
No, Jake, this is not for you. Even though we told that guy over there. it was.
Yeah. No, we did. I don't know if he wanted to be in the cage. He probably would have actually had a good time in
Yeah.
the cage. I think everyone had a good time in the cage. It's pretty memorable.
Do you feel? Sorry, we're getting off on this, but do you feel like those days are lost in snowboarding a little bit, or do you feel like it still lives in some things?
It kind of lives on a little bit, but yeah,
Right.
snowboarding's gotten a lot more serious as it's become more lucrative,
Right.
as more money has come involved with the sponsorship and the events and everything. It's become a lot more serious, and the stakes are higher.
Right.
And so therefore, kind of this just. The thing is, with the cage, for instance, there were athletes competing in the contest, stopping and drinking beer with us at the cage and getting hammered during their finals at the U.S. Open. I don't think that would happen anymore.
Just hiking up the side of the pipe and being handed through the chicken wire fence.
Oh no! In the documentary, it's amazing. Seth Neary is like, "Oh yeah, if you wanted to, drink beer, you'd hike up the left-hand side of the pipe. If you didn't want to drink beer, sober up a little bit, you hike up the right." I always hiked up the left, though.
So wait, there's a Vice documentary on the cage.
Yeah. It's in.
How does it feel for you? And this is just I don't need to float your boat or anything, but there is a Vice documentary on an idea that you had
Yeah.
for at a U.S. Open, or there's a section of it. How do you
No big whoop, Beav.
No big whoop.
It's one of many ideas.
Okay.
One of many ideas.
Let's come up with some crazy ideas this year and just do something.
I know we
ridiculous
came
like
up
that.
last week with the Super G,
Yeah.
the TSPSG.
TSPSG, yeah.
Yeah, TSPSG. I think we
Yeah.
should do that.
I think we should too.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll come up with some crazy ideas.
Okay.
Put them
All
into
right.
action.
Okay, so
That's
what,
the end of our show.
right.
Dream big, take
Yeah.
action.
Take
Don't be
action. Don't be a
something.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
What year was the cage?
1996 U.S.
1996.
Open. It's funny because the year after they're like, "Hey, would you be interested in announcing the U.S. Open?" And so I went from doing the cage one year, being complete outlaw, to being the official announcer of the U.S. Open.
Oh, so that was really the impetus to you becoming an announcer and probably much of your career after that.
Maybe, I don't know. I think I had already announced a couple of events, so I was already announcing. But they were
Okay.
like, "Hey, we want you to announce."
Interesting.
You could bring that energy from the cage to the whole crowd.
Okay. And
Something
what
like
year?
that.
What year was that?
96 was the cage.
96 was the
97,
cage.
I probably announced, or 98. I think
Wow.
it might have taken 2 years for me to announce. But soon thereafter, I was announcing the U.S. Open. Had a run of about 10 years where I announced the U.S. Open every year.
No way.
Yeah.
Okay. What year was the first? This is trivia question number 2 now after 8 minutes.
Number 2.
What
Okay.
year was the first half pipe?
The first half pipe was 1988.
Excuse me, the first half pipe in the U.S. Open.
Yeah,
So I
it
should
was
rephrase that.
1988. And
Okay.
so, yeah, that was... prior to that, they had basically a giant slalom, a slalom, and a straight shot downhill.
Were you at the 88 half pipe competition?
Yeah, so
You
I
were.
was, yes.
Okay. And was the pipe any good?
Yeah, it was absolutely good because we had never even seen a half pipe before. So
Oh,
we were just like,
no way.
this thing is sick.
How big do you think it was?
It was probably about 8 or 9 feet deep.
8 or 9 feet deep.
Yeah.
First half pipe in 88.
Yeah, and people were doing 3-4 foot airs out of
Sure,
the pipe.
sure.
It wasn't very big airs. It
Yep.
wasn't very good tricks. The biggest spin was a 540. I don't even think anyone did a 720.
Still so rad.
Yeah, it was.
So
And I think Terry Kidwell won that first year.
No way.
Yeah, Kidwell won.
He's the man.
Yeah.
So how did they? So this leads us to our next question. How did they? How did they build the first U.S. Open halfpipe?
Well, you might think it was done with shovels.
Yeah.
The early half pipes
That was
were done
my
with
guess,
shovels.
probably shovels, and then I kind of rethought about it.
Yeah, and they actually used a piece of heavy equipment, a backhoe. A guy named, I believe, Lyle was the backhoe operator who would dig out the U.S. Open halfpipe. It would take him like a good week or so to dig those transitions, but I guess like the swing of the arm of a backhoe actually naturally makes a transition. As it's kind of like swinging down, it's actually pulling away.
Sure.
And so that actually makes like a perfect transition.
So someone was like, "Man, screw hand shaping this thing. Why don't we just get Lyle's over there building trenches for the new snowmaking? Like, we got to get him in this.
Yeah.
In this mix. Let's take that up
And
there.
it
You think
became,
it can
like,
take the
legendary.
grade?
It became legendary
You think
for
that thing
that.
can go up that grade?
Yeah.
Like, hell yeah. Put it up there. Lyle, you're the man. You're in. Tapping that on the shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
Make that. And so Lyle crushed it.
And they did that for years because they didn't invent like so the first U.S. Open halfpipe was 88.
88.
I think 93 was when they invented the very first pipe dragon.
No way.
So it wasn't for like another 5 years until they actually invented the pipe dragon.
So Lyle was on the cutting edge of things, huh?
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. I mean, honestly, it was hard to have a consistent half pipe. Every half pipe was different prior to that because there wasn't like a consistent way to shape those walls.
And the first design of the pipe dragon came from
A farm guy from, I believe,
I've heard
like
this
South
story.
Dakota. I forgot his name now. I should know this actually off the top of my head. He actually died of cancer in
No way.
94, 95.
Wow.
And came up with a pipe dragon, was painted purple, and they broke a lot, the original ones. But
Right.
man, that allowed them to cut the transition the same every time. And at first it was like a big learning curve, and like I said, the machines broke a lot, but just having a consistent walled half pipe, I mean, that made all the difference.
That's crazy. That's crazy that that it came from like
Jeff, I think, is the
North or
guy's
South
name.
Dakota. That's insane.
Jeff, I forget his last name, Jeff something or other.
You know, the first ski lift was actually like off of a banana conveyor belt, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like taking these other inventions and repurposing them and
Yeah, totally.
snowboarding. So, well, that's like anyways, let's move on.
Okay. So
to
the backhoe.
Yeah, so the backhoe is the answer. How did
Yeah.
they shape the first US Open halfpipe? That was with a backhoe. What year did the US Open move from Stratton Mountain, Vermont to Vail, Colorado?
Okay, I'm going to go with 2013.
Are you going to go with, or are you for sure? Or is that...
That's the answer.
That's the answer.
Well, I'm going to
Yeah.
go with it because it's the right answer.
Right.
So, yeah, 2013.
2013.
So
You
this-
feel like that move was good, or has it just been different?
No, I think I touched on this last
Yeah.
week. I'm not a big fan of that move. I'm sure Vail pays more than Stratton did,
Sure.
and for a lot of reasons, Vail makes a lot of sense.
Sure.
But for the kids in New England snowboarding, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Totally. Used to be
It's
able
not
to.
all about you guys, you East Coasters, though. Let's be real. Let's choose a...
Well, then Burton could have moved to Denver as well.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So
I see where
I
you're
mean,
I see where you're
they
going
kept
with
their
that.
headquarters on the East Coast. They could have kept their contests on the East Coast. Just saying.
Right.
For the kids.
I hear you.
Children of the future, Beav. Children of the future.
So people better go out and vote. Tuesday.
Exactly. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
What year was the last year that they had snowboard racing in the U.S. Open? This was a lot tougher to figure out.
This was actually like the hardest question.
This was the hardest
so
one.
I was able
we should call
to,
Ross, but he might.
Yeah, I don't know. I
might
think
not remember.
he doesn't even snowboard anymore. By the way,
Right.
He quit snowboarding for gold teeth.
Right.
So
Wait, dude, does he hang out with JP?
I don't know. We
Is that what
could
happened?
find out. We could find out. But anyhow,
Was he the Form 8? Was he on the?
he was actually
Was
the
he the-
Form 9.
was he the
He was
ninth?
like the fifth Beetle.
He was like the 9th. They were like, oh God, Ross is here for the photo shoot. That's all right. We'll shoot him and then we'll Photoshop him out
Exactly.
because we can't go any worse than JP.
I don't know where you're going with this.
I don't know where I am either.
Okay, look.
I don't know.
So the last result I could find for racing,
Okay.
aside from border cross, I believe border cross ran to 2002. But the last result I could find for racing was 2000. JCJ Anderson won that one.
Okay.
Parallel giant slalom.
That was the last. So year 2000. We might be wrong, so we'll take 2000 to 2000.
Right. If you can show us a result of who won in like 2001 or 2002 in parallel giant slalom, we could totally be wrong. But
Yeah.
JCJ won in 2000. That's the last result we could actually find
Okay.
before they scrubbed the records.
Oh God. Yeah, they did. The snowboard industry was like, we don't want to ever remember this, so let's
Right.
just...
It's like it never happened.
Yeah. So we just need to contact Google and just...
Right.
Bury it in like page 2000.
Yeah.
We definitely got to 20 and we were like, well, screw trying to figure this out anymore, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the next question? Are there any more?
Right. Nope, that's it.
All right, so there's our trivia from last week.
Yep.
U.S. Open trivia. That's
US
pretty
Open
exciting.
Yeah. So hopefully that tickled your brain to maybe do some Googling while you're en route to wherever you're headed.
Yeah.
And let's give them some new trivia to think about.
Okay, new trivia.
I kind of like this because we can kind of expound on all these things and talk about them.
Right.
And they're kind of some fun
different
little
themes. So what's our theme for this week for trivia? Let's do a new theme.
Classic tricks.
Classic tricks. I know a classic trick or two.
Me too.
I know, but you're a big fan of the frontside Indy, and I'm a fan of that doesn't exist.
I'm a big fan of the frontside Tindy, and I know that it does exist, bro.
The Tindy?
Yeah.
The tail Indy?
Yeah. I couldn't quite get a tail. I couldn't quite bend far enough to get the Indy.
So you got Tindy.
I do the Tindy.
Okay, so let's come up with some questions here for classic tricks.
Okay, name 3 tricks that are named after food, Mark Sullivan.
Okay, well, I can do that, but I'm going to save it for trivia's answers next week. But yes, there was an era like in the late 80s, early 90s where like a lot of new tricks, a lot of new grabs were being named after food items. Yep. Yeah, food.
And we cumulatively came up with 5, maybe 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6. So yeah, there's a handful.
So yeah, you'll be able to, figure that out pretty easily. Okay, so now we have some ones just about the origins of some names.
Okay.
Where did the McTwist get its name?
The McTwist.
Yeah.
The inverted aerial.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, the McTwist.
Didn't come from snowboarding.
It did not. Hey, are you giving too much?
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, let's move on. Next question.
Where did the term cab come from?
Okay, I see a theme emerging.
Yep.
Okay.
Where did the term lean air come from? That's a tough one.
It is for some people.
For some people,
yes. Yeah. But that's on the same theme.
I knew the first 2. I didn't really know that one.
Okay.
But I think I've heard it before. I just didn't come right to my brain. And then number 5, what trick did Ingmar do that put him on the map, really?
Ooh.
And it was
shot seen round the world.
Yeah, and the shot heard round the world.
Yeah, totally.
And then there are kind of some follow-up questions. Where did it happen?
Ooh, okay.
What year did it happen?
Okay.
And what board company did Ingmar
Wow, that's very specific.
Very specific.
We're painting a picture.
But there are some people. There are people that are going to be like, boom, 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 right down the line.
Yeah,
this one's
pretty memorable.
It was pretty memorable. I remember looking at the picture of this, just being like, oh, nowadays it's like not. But if you put yourself
it's
in
not
90s,
even as big as a half pipe air,
right? And but then you put yourself in 96, and you're like, that was just like you looked at that and went like, that just defies. Logic or ability.
Yeah, back in that time, it did.
It did.
It's groundbreaking. Groundbreaking
anyways,
stuff.
That is your trivia for November 5th Real Talk, which is pretty sweet.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything else we should talk about?
Well, I mean, once again, we should tell people to share one of our prior episodes. Yep. We should ask people to review us.
Review.
Yeah. And basically what that does is it helps us come up in search engines, helps us grow organically. The more reviews we get, the better chance we have of getting on New and Noteworthy, which we haven't yet.
We haven't been on New and Noteworthy?
No, I don't know why.
I don't get it.
I don't know, because we've been like ranked like super high up in the rankings for being a new podcast, but no, we haven't gotten enough reviews yet.
So review us and help us get there.
Yeah.
We're just snowboarders trying to do something awesome for snowboarding, so help us do that. Anything else we should talk about, or should we just, I think that's pretty good. Yeah, we're pretty good.
Real talk.
Real talk. Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate that you guys take the time out of your day to listen to a couple of snowboarders talk about snowboarding. We'll catch you next week. And be sure this week, too, check out the podcast of, who do we have?
Oh, we got Andy Week. Andy Hardingham and Andy Wright.
Oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Mark Sullivan walks around with this little toy doll that he pulls the back and on the bottom it says Andy
Hardingham.
Yeah, dude, I was trying to make a Toy Story reference right there, bro.
Oh,
yeah.
I never saw that.
Yeah, we should probably just end it. This is weird. All right, thank you for.
On behalf of Mark Sullivan and the Beav, thanks for listening to the Snowboard Project. Remember, ride fast, take chances, dream big, and take action. And for God's sake, don't be a... Don't forget to support advertising-free snowboarding media at patreon.com. The Snowboard Project. The Snowboard Project. The Snowboard Project.